after this class, there'll be another class which is for people that have some knowledge of Pilates. So that'll be a bit more kind of not advanced, but there'll be some more challenging moves in there. So feel free to do both classes if you want to. The beginners class is a nice kind of warm up and a good scene setting for your muscles. So just, yeah, try both. They're only 30 minutes each. You shouldn't break out in a full-on sweat or anything. So don't worry if you've got another workout planned for the rest of the day. It's not going to offset that. Might even help, you never know. One thing I would say is if any of the moves cause you any sharp pains or anything like that, then please stop what you're doing and just take a stretch and just listen to your body. So effectively, I just want you to feel quite good after this mini workout. You should feel quite nice and relaxed, and the muscles should feel activated but also stretched. So yeah, just on the kind of injuries side of things, if you've got any current injuries or issues that are ongoing, then just please listen to your body and take it easy. Yeah, just listen to your body, really, that's all. The moves are quite slow, so you'll have plenty of time to listen to your body. And yeah, it's pretty simple. I'll just talk you through each move. Hello, Danielle, nice to see you. Please, guys, comment if you are watching, so it's nice to know who's here. I'm just talking at the camera right now, so it's pretty lonely. So say hi if you can do, and I can give you a mention. Woo, Jen Fairfield. Okay, so we're going to start in about a minute. I'm just going to give people time to kind of get in, log on. It might take a little while to find the event, the Facebook Live link. So I'm just going to wait one more minute and then I'm going to get started. Hopefully you have some space to be able to do this. You don't necessarily need a mat, but if you have one, great, because it just gives you a bit of guidance. We tend to keep our body in the shape of the mat and the size of the mat, unless you're super tall, in which case you might kind of overlap at the end. But we try and keep our body in a nice alignment throughout the whole class, trying to line up the muscles and the bones and keep everything in good alignment. So someone else has just mentioned something. So yeah, we're just going to try and strengthen our stealth workout. So you don't always feel it at the time, and then maybe you might feel it a little bit next day or even the day after. But for now, we're going to get started with our 30-minute beginners class. We might overrun a little bit, but you know, hopefully you won't mind. Okay, so we're going to lay down on the mat, and we're just going to have our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. Okay, so first thing you need to do is just get comfortable and just let your spine settle into the mat. Yeah, so just if you've been sitting up a lot at a computer, you know, you might feel a little bit stiff in the back, so just give your body a chance to relax into the mat or the carpet or whatever you're laying on, hopefully something soft. And if you feel that you can't relax your neck too much, like if you feel like you're kind of arched, it keeps your neck in good alignment with your spine. Okay, so once you've found a comfortable position, I just want you to relax your arms down by the side of you. And just let your spine settle, your pelvis settle. Just give your legs a little bit of a shake to try and turn off these bigger muscles that I mentioned earlier. And just relax the arms down. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is just bring some awareness to our shoulders. So just completely relax your head down. Not going to do anything crazy just yet. And then we're going to inhale and just take our arms up to the ceiling. So they're pointing straight up to the ceiling. Now, if you reach really, really high, you feel your shoulder blades lifting away from the mat or the floor. So you're going to inhale and reach, reach, reach. And then as you exhale, just let those shoulder blades just sink back down onto the mat. So it's a really simple protraction, retraction movement of the shoulder. So we're going to inhale again, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, drop down. Now in Pilates, we're going to carry on going. In Pilates, we generally inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's do two more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, sink those shoulders back down. Last time, inhale up. And exhale, just let the shoulders come down. Now, hopefully you have some room behind you. So you're going to inhale now and just take the arms back behind you. It doesn't matter if they touch the floor or not, but what I want you to focus on is keeping your ribs soft and relaxed on the mat. So what we don't want is back arching as we reach back and then coming back as we bring the arms back down to the floor. So let's try and just keep our ribs kind of softly relaxed here. Let's go again. Inhale, take the arms back and just have a stretch. So you should feel a stretch in your shoulders, maybe a little bit in the upper chest. And then exhale to draw those arms back down to the floor. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Good, 1 more. So this should relax the shoulders if they're feeling a little bit tight. A lot of tension creeps into the shoulders as well, so we need to just give them a little bit of encouragement to relax. Good, now we're just going to focus a little bit on the pelvis. So find a comfortable position where it feels like you're not holding on, you're not having to activate a lot of muscles to just stay in this nice comfortable position. We're just going to rock the pelvis really gently, just forward and back, just to bring some movement into the lower back. So as you push your pelvis forward, your lower back arches slightly and there's a gap underneath. And then as you take it the other way, there's no gap under the low back. So just move between those 2 positions. And just imagine that you have a marble in between your belly button and your pubic bone. And if as you rock your pelvis forward and back, the marble slowly moves down and up. Now you want to try and get that marble in the middle somewhere in between those 2 positions. And that's just kind of the position that we want to hold our pelvis in throughout the rest of these moves that we're going to be doing. Okay, so we need a little bit of space with our legs. So just check that you have a little bit of space to extend your legs away. If not, just move yourself up slightly, which I'm just going to do because I've realised my feet are out of shot. Okay, so relax down and just give the pelvis a little bit of a chance to soften. So we're rocking this pelvis forward and back. We find our midline. Now we're just going to place one hand. I'll just place the hand nearest to the camera so you can see onto our belly. Now we just want to work out how to activate these deep muscles that I was talking about earlier. So to find that kind of connection, just close your eyes for now if you want to. You're just going to take a big inhale and feel your belly rise up against your hands. So inhale, and then as you exhale, you should feel your belly going down and sinking in and slightly contracting. Now next time we do that, we're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, feel the belly contract and try and lift your belly in and up slightly as you do it. So you're really contracting all of these low belly muscles. Yeah, so let's try that again. Inhale and exhale. So just feel those muscles contract gently. Not so much that you can't breathe and you're holding on like really strongly, but just a light connection. Now as you inhale again, try and keep a little bit of that contraction even as you inhale. So inhale lightly, contracting these muscles here, and exhaling, maybe contract a tiny bit more. And then as you inhale, slightly release, but not fully, and then exhale again. So what we want to think about, just keep breathing and keep practicing this movement because it can feel a little bit strange if you haven't done it before. But it shouldn't be difficult, it shouldn't be challenging, it's just slightly odd, not the normal kind of thing you think about when you're breathing, but you do it automatically. So let's just activate a little bit more. Inhale, and then exhale. So just lift the belly in and up a little bit stronger as you exhale. Now on all of the moves in our class, when we exhale, we're generally contracting our muscles and drawing everything back into the center to build strength and contract muscles. Yeah, so all you need to think about on any of the moves is every time you exhale, you're generally drawing in. Every time you inhale, you're slightly expanding those muscles. Nice and simple. Okay, so we're going to start off now with some leg movements while thinking about keeping these muscles activated. So a really simple one to start with is taking one leg, let's all use the leg that's nearest to the screen, so keep it simple. And then we're going to inhale and just drop that knee out to the side. Keep both hip bones really level so you can put your hands on your hips. And then as you exhale, you draw back, contracting through those lower belly muscles, and use those muscles to lift the leg, which sounds a bit strange, I know, but let's try 4 more. So let's inhale, just turning on the outside of the foot, your feet are hip distance,
So you've got some space. They're lined up with your hip bones. Exhale, pull back. Good. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Doesn't matter how low you go as long as your hips stay level. So you might be quite flexible or you might be a little bit tighter. It doesn't matter. Exhale back. All you want to think about is keeping these hips and pelvis level, yeah? Inhale and exhale. Watch what this leg is doing. Sometimes it wants to copy, so you might need to hold on to it and keep it still, get it to behave. Okay, we're going to move on to that leg now. So hold on to the leg that's staying still and inhale, open that knee down to the floor. Exhale, draw in from the low belly and bring the knee back to where you started. Let's go again. Inhale out to the side. And exhale back. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 last time. Good. You might feel a little bit of shaking sometimes in your inner thighs. That's okay. That means those deep stabilizing muscles are working and waking up. So we're giving them a bit of a challenge. And then just give the legs a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to do some leg slides. So again, hopefully just keep your head really comfortable on your neck, and hopefully you can just turn to the side to see the screen rather than kind of doing any twisty, crazy movements for your neck. You don't want to cause any injuries while you're doing this. Okay, so we're going to do leg slides. Imagine you're laying on a beach right now. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? And you're laying on the beach and you're just going to push your heel. So let's go with this leg closest to the camera. Flex the foot. Inhale and push the heel along the floor as if you're trying to make a line in the sand. And then as you exhale, you're just going to slide that leg back, again drawing into the low belly muscles. Let's do another one on this leg first. Inhale, push away, nice straight line in line with the body, and then exhale to come back. You might have to lift your heel slightly so you don't scrape on the mat. Okay, let's change legs. So inhale, push away, and exhale, keeping the hips level. Draw everything back to center. Now we're going to alternate. So we're going to inhale, push away, and exhale back. Inhale, change legs, and exhale back. Good. So hope you're feeling a little bit of activation in these low belly muscles. You really got to concentrate and think about contracting as you exhale. You could just do this move without thinking and it wouldn't really do an awful lot. But if you're really connected, your mind is connected to your muscles, you're going to activate those muscles really strongly, especially if you think about it a lot. So let's inhale again, slide away, and exhale back. Good. 1 more time on this side, and bring it back in. Okay, you might want to hug your knees in and just take a little stretch at this point, just for the lower back, because sometimes when we're activating these muscles here, they're all connected. So it's like a natural belt, a natural corset. And the muscles in the spine or the lower back might get a little bit niggly. They might just need a stretch occasionally. So just stretch whenever you need to. Okay, so we're going to progress a little bit now. We're going to come into a chest lift. So I'm just going to move my towel because I don't really need it. I'm going to interlace the fingers and place them around the back of the head so that you're holding on to your weight, the weight of your head in your hands. Okay, so simple chest lift to activate the upper abdominals while keeping the pelvis really level and quiet in that nice comfortable position. The marble's still in the middle between the belly button and pubic bone. You're going to keep it there rather than doing any kind of movement as you lift up. So let's go. Keep the elbows wide. We're going to exhale and just lift up, looking straight through your knees rather than at the ceiling. So we're going to keep the chin tucked in, and then we're just going to lower back down. Nice and simple to start with. So exhale, lift up. And then you're going to inhale, slowly lower and control that descent. So it's really easy to do kind of quick movements, but the slower we go, the harder it is. So let's do 2 more. Exhale, lift. And inhale to lower. 1 more time. Exhale, lift. And lower down. Good. Now we're going to progress this slightly. So we're going to add on our leg slide as we come up that we just did. So we're going to exhale, lift, and then inhale, push away, exhale, bring it back, and inhale to lower. Let's go again, lift, inhale, slide that leg away, exhale, bring it back in, inhale to lower. So it's a bit more challenging. We're holding for 4 breaths at the top. So your abdominals are probably waking up a little bit right now. That's good, that's what we want. Slide it back in, keep the hips nice and level, and lower back down. Let's just do 1 more on each side. Exhale, lift, Inhale, stretch. Exhale, and lower. One more on the other leg. Keep the elbows nice and wide. Try not to let them come in around your face. If you're really struggling, maybe don't come up quite so high, and then lower down. Good, so I felt that. I know this is a beginner's class, but I definitely felt it. So hopefully you guys did as well. Just make a little comment or give me a thumbs up or comment at the end if you want to let me know how it's going for you or how it went. Okay, so we're going to try and do the 100 exercise, which is part of pretty much all Pilates classes. And we're only going to do a little bit of it because it's a beginner's class and we're not going to do the whole thing. I just want to show you what it's like. So we're going to stretch the arms back behind us as we did earlier without arching the back, keeping the ribs down and quiet. And we're going to exhale and lift the head so that we're looking straight ahead again. Our hands are going to come to mid-thigh height and then just come down to the mat. So in between these two positions is where we're going to move our arms quite quickly. Okay, so keep looking straight ahead of you. And then you're going to reach fingers really long. So no floppy wrists. We want to keep them nice and strong. And then we're going to pump the arms and you've got to breathe as well. So this movement is destabilizing the torso. This fast movement of the arms, you can probably hear it in my voice, is destabilizing. And to help stabilize, you have to draw everything into the center. So let's breathe and exhale. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're inhaling and exhaling. Let's do one more round, just one more. Inhale and exhale. Good. So that wasn't too bad, was it? Lower the head down. So you probably felt that here again. If you feel it in your neck, it just means that you're not used to this movement. It generally means that you might be a little bit tight or you might need a little bit more strength here to hold yourself up. But it comes with practice, so don't worry. It's just a new movement if you haven't done it before. So come back and try it again and you'll get stronger. Okay, what we're going to do next is a little stretch for our legs. So we're going to place the head back down for a second. We're going to do single leg stretch, but we're going to try and give it a little bit of a twist. So we're going to hold the leg in that's closest to the camera. So just hug that knee in, and then we're going to stretch the other leg away. Let's have that leg on the floor for now, so just resting the heel down. Now I want you to put your same hand onto the ankle, same hand as leg. This could get confusing, a bit like twister. And then the opposite hand onto the knee. Now you're going to lift your head and shoulders up. You can hold yourself up with your arms. It's not cheating. It's part of the movement, so don't worry. And you're going to pull that knee in towards you and pull it even more as you exhale. Now we're going to swap in midair. So we're going to swap legs, swap hands. I know it's confusing. So same hand to ankle, opposite hand to knee. And then you pull that knee in towards the same shoulder. So let's do it a little bit faster. We're going to do 4. So swap and exhale. Pull and pull a little bit more. And then change. Pull, pull. Okay, the one thing you need to think about here is keeping everything still apart from the arms and legs. Pull, pull as you exhale. And pull, pull as you exhale. And then just hug both knees and lower the head down. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Again, if your lower back is feeling a bit niggly for whatever reason, or stretch whatever you need to. I don't mind, I can't see you anyway, so you can be stretching whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to come into a little bit of sideline work now. So we've woken up the abdominals. We don't want to do anything too crazy, so we're just going to come onto our side. Hopefully you're facing me rather than away, otherwise you're not going to be able to see. So bend the knees to about 45 degrees, and the feet should be in line with your bottom. Yes, so your body's in a kind of long line, and these knees are 45 degrees. And then you're just going to lay on your arm and just have your hand underneath your head. Some more people there. Okay, so knees are together and hips are stacked. This is the most important thing. The hips want to stay one on top of the other for the whole of the move. Okay, so once we start moving our top knee around, which is what we're going to do in a second, just make sure the hips stay still. And if you're not sure, you can place your hand now right behind there and just hold it there because you don't need this hand right now. It's quite useful to have it in place here just to remind ourselves to keep our hips still. So feet are going to stay together. Lift your belly in and up, nice and strong to start with. You might have a little gap underneath your side waist. Ideally, tiny gap, just enough for a piece of paper to slide under there. And then all we're going to do is just exhale and just lift the knee up. and then inhale to lower. Now this is going to work into your glutes, and you might feel a little bit of a kind of activating warming sensation or pinching kind of feeling, and that's just because these muscles sometimes get a little bit weak, so we have to just wake them up a little bit. Keep lifting belly in and up, and exhaling, opening just with the knee. Only come up as high as you can. Even if you're here, it doesn't matter. You might get all the way up and you might be really strong in these glutes already, so it might not be such an issue, but just work with what you have. Okay, so we're exhaling to lift up, inhaling to lower. Let's do 4 more. Exhale, sorry, up, inhale down. 3, keeping the feet together. You can see mine are kind of glued together. 2, and 1. So you're always exhaling on the difficult part. Good. Now we're going to extend this lower leg. So the lower leg just comes out straight and in the same position the knee was earlier. The foot, you can't really see mine, but it's flexed and it's pushed down into the mat. And then this top leg comes out in line with the body. So this top leg is in line with the body, the bottom leg is forward. That gives you some stability so you don't kind of roll from side to side. Again, keeping the hips really level, you can put your hand behind your hip just to encourage it to stay still. Underneath waist gap should be lifted slightly with your belly lifted in and up. And then you're just going to lift and lower that top leg. You can lay out on your arm if your neck is bothering you for any reason, if this is more comfortable. So you're just going to exhale to lift up, inhale to lower. I want you to stretch that top leg really long, as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall. So if there's something there that you want to reach with your toes, just really stretch that leg super long. It needs to be active and strong and lengthening away from the body rather than kind of just relaxed and chilling out. We want to work. So 4 more. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. 2 and 1. Good. Now what we're going to do is just bring both legs together, and we're going to do a little version of the sideline lift with both legs. So this one I would encourage you to lay fully on your arm if you're not there already. And all we're going to do is stretch both legs so long that there's no crease behind the knees, so we're not bent in any way with those knees. And then we're going to reach the legs as if you're trying to touch the wall again. So try not to go really high. It's not about height, it's about lengthening the legs out of the hips. So you're going to reach the toes super long, and then this top kind of side waist muscle, the oblique muscles that kind of travel down here, they're going to activate super strongly right now. So if you need to hold on to something for balance, just rest your fingers in front of you. Keep breathing, keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the legs down. We're going to turn over and do the other side, otherwise we're going to end up slightly unbalanced. So we're just going to lift ourselves up, come into that first exercise. So the feet in line with the bottom, the knees are bent 45 degrees. And then just rest on your hand with your head. So knees, feet glued, underneath waist lifted, belly lifted in and up, breathing naturally, normally. Give me a smile. Okay, exhale and lift the knee. Inhale down. So again, if you feel shaky, it's fine. I'm actually feeling a bit shaky right now. So exhale, lift. And inhale to lower. Good. Feet stay together. So it's all about these muscles now, the glutes. They're doing all the work, the hip stabilizers. Let's do 1 more for luck. Exhale, lift up. Good. And then stretch out that lower leg. Flex the foot into the floor. Stretch out the top leg, but in line with the body. Underneath waist still lifted. Belly lifted in and up. And then we just lift and lower. Really simple. Exhale. Keep reaching that leg long and away. So you're trying to touch whatever's on the other side of your foot. If there's an item of some kind, or I don't know where you're doing this. I'm guessing all at home since we're all self-isolating. So you're probably doing this in your bedroom or your front room, just like me. Good, let's go for 4. 3, you can even push your top hip down. I always find that helps just to keep the hips stacked. And 2, and 1, good. And then just bring the legs back in line with each other. So when you look down, you should just be able to see your toes or half of your foot. If you can't see your feet right now, then your legs are too far back, yeah? So just make sure that you're in a good alignment first. Lay out on your arm. If you have space, or you can just do what you need to do. We just adapt in these times. Okay, so you're going to stretch the legs really long and then just float them off of the floor so that your body's in a straight line. So if you can't tell, if you've got someone there with you, they can tell you, hopefully, if your body's in a nice straight line rather than kind of going too high, which is what I showed you earlier. That's not necessary, and it's just too much of a strong contraction. It's going to tighten wrong muscles, the muscles that we want to kind of keep nice and loose and strengthen in not a great way. So keep reaching those feet away from you. Keep breathing, relaxing head and neck. Good. And then just release down. So what we're going to do next is a little bit of movement on our front. I'm just going to turn around the other way, so you can stay where you are. You can just roll straight onto your front if you want to. It's weird that my camera's slightly backwards, so it's confusing me, but I'm sure I'll get over it. Okay, so your legs just behind you in hip distance position, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, bring your feet together. That's going to work more into your glutes. We're going to be working our glutes in a second anyway, so don't worry. We've got about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to have to hurry. Okay, so our first move is a neck roll. So I want you to just bring your hands just underneath your shoulders and bring the arms quite close to the body. So elbows quite close to the ribs. Relax the legs down. I'm just looking down at the mat for the moment. I know it's not the most exciting thing to look at, but we want to keep our neck really long in line with the spine. So we don't want to create any tension in the neck or cause any problems, but we're going to just have a little neck roll now to give it a stretch. So we're going to push ourselves up using our hands, come up to a height you feel comfortable, and then you're going to look to the right, roll through, so chin towards chest, all the way to the left, and then back to center. Then you're going to look to the left, roll the chin, along the chest, look to the right, and back to center, and then lower down. Okay, now you're going to just make a little pillow for your head with your hands so that you can rest your forehead down and relax your upper body, because this is all about the lower body now. So relax the head down. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, slightly activate your lower belly muscles, so contract them slightly and lift them a little bit away from the mat. It's not going to be a huge lift, but you want to keep them active. Okay, now we're going to stretch both legs super long, so almost that our knees come off of the floor. As you can see, like if my legs are not active at all, they're relaxed down. If I really stretch them long, the knees come off the floor, but the toes are still on the floor. So keep the head down, keep the shoulders relaxed. And then all we're going to do is exhale as we stretch our right leg even longer and lift from our bottom. Yeah, so squeeze your glutes to lift the leg. Keep the leg as straight as you can. Hold it up there for 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Let's try this on the left leg. So you want to keep your hip bones down the whole time. Try not to twist in the pelvis. Let's go again. So stretch the left leg really long and then float it up using those glutes to lift. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do one more on each side, yeah, just to really activate these glutes. So relax the head down completely. Hopefully you know what's coming. I'll just talk you through. And I'm just lifting up my head so that I can look to the camera and make sure that I'm doing what I'm saying I'm doing. Okay, so reach the right leg really long. Knee comes off the floor and then the foot lifts. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember, both hip bones stay down. Let's try the other leg. So lift up, reach long. It's not really about height. Again, it's about lengthening the leg away. So you don't have to go crazy and lift your foot all the way to the ceiling. That's not necessary right now. So stretch long, hold. We're almost in that 5 seconds now. And then just lower down. Good, now we're going to just lift ourselves up. So bring our hands under our shoulders and just push yourself back so that you come back into rest position. So your feet are together and your bottom just comes down towards your heels, and then you're just going to reach your arms away. So just inhaling and exhaling, just really kind of relaxing the upper body right now. And then we're just going to come up to all fours. So our hands are right underneath and the shoulders, and our knees are below our hips. So as you can see from the shape of my spine, it's quite straight. We don't want to arch or around the spine. So we want to come into this nice flat back position. And then we're just going to have a little stretch for our shoulders before we finish. Oh, it's sad that it's nearly finished. Okay, so we're going to inhale, take the front arm up, and then we're going to exhale and reach through that gap as far as you can, and then just rest your head and your shoulders down. I should have gone the other way because now I've got my back to you. You can see my lovely rainbow arm. Okay, so reaching through, holding it there, just enjoying the stretch. If you want a bit more, you can take this top arm, reach it up and over and slightly push and twist a little bit more. Or just leave it where it is. Okay, we're going to push back up. Let's do it on the other side. So we're going to inhale, take the arm up. Exhale, reach through and under. Reach as far as you can first of all, and then lower the head and the shoulder down. And this top arm can come over the head to increase the little twisty stretch that we've got going on. So just enjoy the stretch, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fact that you're doing something nice for your body. And then just bring the hand back, bring the hand underneath you, and we're just going to come around and sit with legs crossed. Okay, so that is our beginners class. I'm up, time's up. That is our beginners class for now. That was just a few of the moves. So I'm going to do another beginners class next week, and we'll do some different moves so that you can build on some knowledge of Pilates different exercises. I am going to take a little break for a second, and then we're going to start the next class at 12:45. So if you found that quite easy and you know things coming back to you, maybe you've done Pilates before but you couldn't remember, if you want to try the next class, it's a little bit more challenging, but we will be using those moves as a basis and then adding on to them. So yeah, let me know in any comments if you've got any comments or questions in between now and 12:45. Let me know how you found it, and yeah, see you next week hopefully.